Okay, you can agree with me, you can disagree with me, you can say it's not my place to comment on these things because I don't know any of these people personally. I've never had communication with any of them. But am I the only one that just wants everyone involved in all the Shane shit, the current shit, the shit that happened throughout June, and even in 2019 maybe, have them all in a room, at a table, and I mean all of them. Shane, Rylan, Andrew, Garrett, Drew. I don't know if him and Drew are still friends. I can't say. Jeffrey, Tati, James, even this Hair by Jay person, Trisha, um, maybe even Morgan, because Morgan is that has been there and seen a lot of it herself probably. Anyone that's been involved, anyone that's been his friend and isn't anymore, anyone that's turned their back on him. For them all to sit and not attack Shane personally, but just tell him how they feel about what he said, what he did. Tell Allow him to speak as well, because it can't just all be one person, because he has a right to defend himself in all these situations. He probably hasn't posted or anything because he probably feels like he can't. He probably feels like no matter what he says, no matter what he does, everyone's going to attack on him and glom onto him and just either use him for clout in a negative sense or fucking tell him he's a piece of shit. I don't think he's a piece of shit. I think he's a person that has done shitty things. But we have all done shitty things. We have all done things we were not proud of. We've all said things about someone that we shouldn't have. I have people that I consider a dear friend that I've said shitty things about. And when I look back on it, I'm like, why did I fucking say that? Why did I, like... And I have gone back and apologized to people for shitty behavior in their direction. I have. That's all we can fucking do as people. And yes, it is true. There is, the option to accept the apology. But if you don't accept someone's apology, you can't continue to bash them and use their name to give yourself money, views, and attention. If you refuse to accept their apology, you should avoid them. You should not be allowed to use their name for clout anymore. And I'm not saying that's what Trisha's doing with Shane, because I don't know everything that was said, everything that was sent back and forth. I've remained a fan of Shane's for a long time, and I still consider myself one, but he's not really doing anything right now. So there's not really anything to be a fan of. I feel like there is something going on that, I don't know. But it sucks because in a lot of these situations, a lot of people feel like, and I know because I feel that too right now, especially because I'm a fan of Trisha's, I'm a fan of Jeffrey's, I'm a fan of Shane's, to varying degrees, depending on the time of, their careers. But there are things Trisha has done that I don't agree with, there's things that Jeffrey has done that I don't agree with, and there's things that Shane has done that I don't agree with. There's comments that even Rylan has made that make me feel a little iffy about him. As I said, people aren't fucking perfect. People say and do shifty fucking fucked up things. Does that make them bad as a whole? No. Because people, for the most part, are able to learn and grow and move on. If you can't learn and grow and move on, that's your problem. You don't have to accept anybody's apology, but like I said, you should not be able to then use their name for clout. But I feel like it would be interesting to see them all sit at a table and have a camera person there, and they all take their time. It would be like a couple hours long, and we could post it on YouTube because so much of this all has been publicized, but then the public never got any answers from anyone. You know what I mean? There were things that people thought Jeffrey was going to say, that Shane was going to say, that... And I just want to know how everyone feels and what everyone thinks about the situation that's actually involved, because they're all people that I've watched to a degree, to a, extent, and except for Tati and James, I don't really watch them. It's not that I have anything against them, but my opinion on Tati Westbrook, the first video she made, trying to blame Shane And then, the first video she made where she tried to call James this and that, she claimed that she saw and heard him do things with her own eyes, regardless of what she was fed by Shane and Jeffrey, according to her. She should have personally messaged James or invited him over and said, look, I'm not trying to accuse you of anything. I'm not trying to make things up about you. I just want to have a discussion with you because I think some of these behaviors are problematic. And that's what she should have done. But instead, she made a video calling him out. And then a year later, she came out with another video blaming other people for it.